Hey everyone, back tuning into the 9th Christmas update from GazOvis.com. We've done 8 updates so far, and they've generally been trending a little bit onto the colder side of things. Of course, have had some milder updates, but generally, over the 8 updates that we've done, most of them have been cold. We'll see what the 9th update has in store. The last update was a little bit different to all the other updates, really. It was neither mild nor cold, particularly just an area of high pressure sitting around the country before and over Christmas. Would have been cold at that high pressure, but wasn't a northerly or easterly sort of blast. So anyway, that one was a bit different, and we'll see what the 9th update has got in store for us in a second. But before I get on with all of that, just say about the As Soon as articles or pages at GazOvis, have a browse widgets and click through the links if there's any articles that you're interested in, and thanks very much for doing that. There's video ads on most of the pages. They open out the content when you watch them. They'll close back up again, and it's all helping to pay for the website, so thanks for getting involved, thanks for doing that. The Christmas shop is open, so if you've got any Christmas shopping to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, all you have to do is click the button that says Christmas shop. It'll take you to our Christmas store, and then from there, the key to it all is to click through the Amazon banners, and when you go from GazOvis to Amazon, we get a revenue fee on the things that you are purchasing, and thanks very much for doing that. Just say about the snow update. There's been a Snowwatch update on the Snowwatch page, so it's GazOvis.com/snowwatch.html if you want to know what's going to be happening with the risk of snow over the weekend, particularly from Friday through to Sunday. So this website we're using for the Christmas updates, as always, it's metroseal.fa. You find it to Metroseal on the links page. It's the 9-monthly CFS V2 forecast. Midday run, always try and use a midday run, generated midday yesterday, the 18th of November. So we're going to start off on the 11th of December. And we're in a flat westerly flow here. We've got low pressure around Iceland, high pressure to the south of us, bringing these westerly winds in off the Atlantic, so it's pretty mild and quite unsettled as well. Running through the up to the middle part of the month, this takes up to the 13th, on into the 14th of December. No real change. We keep the basic setup up to the middle part of the month. This is to the 15th now, and it's still the idea. We've got high pressure to the south of us, low pressure to the northwest. We're bringing these westerlies through the country, so bands of rain moving through, showers in between, quite windy at times, not particularly stormy, but quite windy at times, and generally fairly mild as well, really, for the time of year. There could, of course, be some colder interludes from the northwest, but overall, excuse me, overall that is a pretty mild scenario up to the middle part of December. Now, beyond the middle of the month, we see a change as high pressure begins to ridge up from the south, so get through to the 16th, on into the 17th, things start turning much more interesting. The high pressure has built up from the south, and very quickly it's reached to an area of high pressure over Scandinavia, so beginning to block off the Atlantic again. It's been a recurring theme through these updates, through the previous 8 updates. Seen this quite a bit, and here we go again. High pressure builds over Scandi, starts to block off the Atlantic. Winds beginning to turn into the east. There's a deep cold pool there sitting across eastern parts of Europe. Will that start to head our way as we move up towards Christmas? Let's have a look. So the 17th through to the 18th, we find the winds starting to swing into the east. Here comes the cold pool, beginning to push down into central parts of Europe, out of the east. Lovely area of high pressure over Scandinavia at 1,055 millibars. So we move through into the 18th. I wasn't sure what was going on there. We move through into the 18th, and we've got these easterlies pushing in around this area of high pressure. Let's have a look and see what's going to happen next. And the wind stays into the east up to the 20th. This will be a bitterly cold easterly wind as well, up to the 20th of December. The coldest of the areas across central parts of Europe, but we will be bringing in a lot of low-level surface cold into the UK. Certainly, I'm sure there will be snow showers with this in the south and the east. Of course, the severe cold is across central parts of Europe, but I'm sure we will be bringing some pretty cold air into the UK and there would be snow showers likely in the south and the east in particular. Through to the 21st, a bit of a change taking place then as the high pressure starts to relocate more towards the northwestern because it's still staying cold. Just means the flow going a little bit more northeast. The pressure is weakening a bit as well, so I think there would be snow being generated here and some very hard overnight frost. This is a cold run up to Christmas, could be disruptively cold in parts of the country. Now, going up to Christmas itself, this takes up to 23rd on towards Christmas Eve. You can see what's happening, and the high pressure is beginning to sink down over the country. So we cut off that easy flow. The risk of snow will be going away. But away from Scotland, where it is turning a little bit milder with the air coming in off the Atlantic, away from there up to Christmas Eve, it's still cold. There'll be some hard, maybe severe night frost going on here as we head up towards Christmas Eve. Christmas Day looks like this. This is the chart for Christmas Day. Again, high pressure still in control, but it's edging a little bit more towards the south, so probably starting to turn milder from the northwest. I think we probably still have snow on the ground, though, in the east from those earlier snow showers. But now, of course, we started to bring milder air around the top, so probably quite a lot of cloud, and temperatures beginning to stage just a little bit of a recovery. And that takes us up towards Boxing Day as well. This is the chart for midday Boxing Day. And now the westerlies are beginning to return, so rain beginning to come in off the Atlantic towards Scotland, Northern Ireland, England, and Wales, still just about holding on to the dry and quite cold weather. Going up to New Year, and it turns more unsettled then, the high pressure sinking down to the south. We're going to a no man's land between Christmas and New Year, so milder winds returning from the Atlantic, beginning to turn wet and a little bit on the windy side as well, and that takes us up to New Year. So this is how the weather is looking as Big Ben chimes on at midnight on New Year's Day, the 1st of January 2016, and now we're firmly in a mild pattern. The high pressure has centred across the Bay of Biscay, and look at all this mild air flooding around the top of the high pressure, so things really do thaw out as we go into the end of the year and the start of 2016. And quickly running through the first week of January, generally it stays mild after a dry start. It begins to turn increasingly wet and windy. So quite an interesting update. Again, it's a recurring theme that we've got cold weather sometime around the Christmas period. It's always differing from run to run, whether it's before Christmas, from mid-month up towards Christmas, whether it's over Christmas, whether it's after Christmas. And you would expect that at this stage because it's a very long way off, and really we're just doing this just for fun and to see the trends and patterns as they're emerging. But there is a trend here. It's the 9th update now. Perhaps 2 that were very mild. The last one was a bit different. All the others have had some sort of cold weather, either before, over, or after Christmas. This continues the trend of that. This update happens to be all before Christmas and just hanging on to Christmas where it turns milder. But they're differing around the time frame. But many of these updates are going for the same idea. We'll see what the 10th one has in store, but I think it's very interesting what's going on this year. No more than that. I'm not forecasting a cold Christmas by any means. It's far, far too early for that. But I do think the trends this year are more interesting compared to the past couple of years. We'll wait and see what the 10th update has in store, which we will be doing on Sunday evening. So next instalment then. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.